So how do you feel about this meeting and what the result was at the end?
Well, it was great, listening, the council understood that this was the only budget in play and that, there was a 5% increase in pay and that we're contributing $1,000 more, which would take the city's contribution for employees' health care to $17,000 from $16,000. So, but the thing that concerned me was the fact that they moved the second reading and public hearing from tomorrow night to October 5th, and then they're going to try and adopt the budget on October 6th. And if they don't do it on October the 6th, then we have no budget. We revert back to 15. And I believe that was designed by Mrs. Whitaker, the council president. The way we have done budgeting for 16 years that I've been here and before that, and other cities do this, would be that you would have had public hearing tomorrow, and then you would have had a full week of committee meeting hearings. You wouldn't have to do every night. But in those meetings, then they would have negotiated line item by line item, things that they like in the budget, things they don't like in the budget, so that when it comes to third reading, then now they have consensus, and so they're just voting on the budget that they would have negotiated line by line item, not in private with the public, and that would have been the proper way to do it. Now what you're going to see next week is you're going to see a whole lot of confusion again, right? Because someone's going to say, I want to make a motion to make an amendment. I want to make an amendment to have 15 employees out of the budget. Well, all those council members that don't want that are going to vote no. And that amendment fails because now it's an official vote. If that were done during a committee meeting, then they would say, okay, well, wait a minute, I don't want to cut 15, but how about 7, right? And if everybody agreed, they would say, okay, 7. And then I don't want 20 police cars, I want 10. Okay, well, everybody agree on 10? Yes, we'll agree on 10. That would have, but the way they're going to do it next week, and the way Councilman Whitaker wants to do this for her agenda, is you're going to have someone that wants 15 make an amendment. It doesn't pass because this council over here wants 7. Now it might not pass because this one wants 15. And these are all official votes. And so I guarantee you that on October 5th, there will be massive confusion again. And we may not get a budget.
Okay, so what would you want them to do instead, to have it tomorrow?
Well, it's not what I want. I mean, it's their budget and they can do what they want. But yes, what they should have done, and not only for, Mrs. Whitaker wants to talk about transparency. I would tell you this is the most untransparent way to do the budget ever, right? If they would have had the second reading and public hearing tomorrow, even though some council members aren't here, then it was still a majority would be here. Then they could have had they could have had a meeting every day next week, or 3 meetings, whatever they wanted to call committee meetings, that the public would attend, and then they could have gone through line item by line item by line item. And then the public would have had a really transparent view of what they did. There would be so much confusion because you're going to do this in a committee meeting, or in an actual meeting, that every vote is now a vote, right? The public won't know what happened. And so it's the least transparent way to do this. And I've never seen it done this way. Other cities do not do it this way. They do it very transparently in meetings, committee meetings, and the public can attend and even ask questions at those meetings, and also give department heads an opportunity to say, hey, wait a minute, before you make that decision, let me tell you what that means, right? Well, they're not really going to have that opportunity on the 5th because you're going to have so many different kinds of amendments. It's going to be chaos. But I think our president wants that. So.
All right, is there anything else you'd like to add?
No.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Great, thank you.
I appreciate that.